Want to talk about sex? Talk about condoms at freecondomsmemphis.org. Get some before you get some. freecondomsmemphis.org.
Let's talk about sex today.
Child, I can't find that thing.
I text them.
Yeah,
right.
today. What's going on? We knew you was coming in. We knew you want to strip.
That's my song. Playing no boarding shoes, that's played out. The same as lame. Turn up the bling with Sean Clemons. A boutique of customized kicks and other items can be found on Facebook and Instagram at 1Q Dimple Custom Kicks. Call her today at 901-563-2814. You bring it and she'll bling it. The Unleashed Voice magazine is here. You can find a location near you. Side Street, Spin Street, Crosstown Concourse, and many other sites. Check out tvmag.com for exclusive content, to sign up for subscriptions, and to get your business in our magazine. Don't forget tvmag.com and follow our social media movements. It's time for Memphis designers and local boutiques to show off their beautiful spring collection. Bellissimo Model and Talent Consultants have partnered with LT Presents again for another epic fashion extravaganza. Join them for the Curvy Culture Fashion Show on Sunday, March 25th at the Rumble Room. Tickets can be purchased on Eventbrite at Curvy Cultural Fashion Show. Condemonium is an amazing party, annual public awareness event, and signature fundraiser for Choices, a small but mighty nonprofit organization providing reproductive health care, education, and policy advocacy around reproductive health and rights. Pick up your pre-sale tickets now at memphischoices.org for the event coming up on Saturday, March 31st at Playhouse on the Square.
You get excited, Eddie?
I did.
And we're back. This is Unleashed Voice Radio Show. We educate and empower the community. We're sitting here with Tami Sawyer, with Miss Eddie Wiley, and sitting here with the G to the Q. And we're sitting here with Henpeck Justin, and we're back.
And
you didn't know
we're going to continue with our interview with Tami Sawyer. But before we do, we have a little break, an incentive. This is the cue to call 901-260-5926 if you want to get 2 tickets to the Soulful Food Truck Sunday, March 11, 2018 at Claiborne Temple. They're going to have Courtney Little performing live, Stephanie Bolton and Jerome Chisholm. I'm going to be right there. I'm going to win me some tickets and y'all don't call in.
And
I got 2 tickets to the
live.
third caller to the Soulful Food Truck Sunday, sponsored by Cynthia Daniels and Company. Third caller. Go ahead with the interview, David.
So we're back talking to the future District 7 Shelby County Commissioner, Tami Sawyer. So how do you balance your personal life, professional life, and political life, Miss Tami?
Wow, it's not an easy thing. You know, I think you've been there with me in some of my hottest moments, to say the least.
You almost made me go to jail. I almost got arrested. No, go ahead.
He wanted to go to jail.
Yeah, he did want to go to
You know,
jail that day.
that's my bucket list.
I want to go to jail.
He did want to go to jail.
That's my bucket list. I want to go to jail for protest.
He
Go
was
ahead.
like, let me at him. And I'm like, well, I just need you to keep me alive today.
My mom was so mad at him.
He was ready. Good thing Black Panther wasn't out. He probably would have put him
Right.
He would have been real woke.
See, now you spoiled it. I ain't seen it yet, but go ahead.
Oh, man. I am trying to do much better so that I can be in it for the long haul.
Yeah.
But, I mean, my work is full-time. My campaign is full-time. My activism is full-time. So I guess my personal life is the one thing that's not full-time. I work about 7 days a week on 4 to 5 different things. So like today, I'm going to I worked from 8 to 5. Well, it's 5 now, but from like 8 to 3, I was at the office doing some stuff, had a fellowship, some of the teachers that I'm training in social justice. Then I dropped some green beans off at my mama's house because she called me and asked me to pick up some green beans, and you can't tell your mama you're busy. So
Green beans, I was busy.
Ran in, kissed my daddy, kissed my mama, dropped some green beans on the counter and rolled out. Came here. And so, I mean, you know, I'm going to have to find some time for me today. But I don't know, you know, because I tell myself a lot of times that I'm okay. And so, but I just I'm working on the balance. I really am. One of my friends is teaching yoga now. I think I'm going to incorporate her class. I have a good Black woman therapist that I will be seeing full-time in March, and I recommend that to anybody. You know, that is a stigma in our community. And I think one of the most, I've, you know, done it before, and I'm excited to be starting to do it again, because Somebody needs to hear all these thoughts in my head.
So let me go back. How does it feel to be a gatekeeper?
Yeah.
You know, women were the original gatekeepers, right?
You got the.
Yeah.
You know that, right? Women were the original gatekeepers. So how does it feel to be the 2018 or the what do we call this year? The are we in the 21st century or 20 whatever?
Yeah.
How does it feel?
I don't think about it.
Okay.
I think a lot of people think about things like that I don't, because I can't. Like, I can't think about my role. I can't think about, like, you know, folks get focused on celebrity or titles or accolades. And when people tell me that they think of me like you calling me a gatekeeper or, you know, things like that, if I sat and thought about that, my eyes wouldn't be on the big prize.
Well, let me say this. The reason I say that is because people believe in you and they follow you. So you have a mighty responsibility in your hand.
Right.
So I understand what you're saying, but I think you have to think about it in the back of your head because you have a lot of power.
So in that way, I do think about it.
Okay.
And what it feels is that it feels like a lot of responsibility.
Yes.
Yeah. And so that's why I don't get caught up in who people think I am or what they think about me or the accolades. Like, it's nice to be recognized. It's nice to have nice things. And it sucks when people decide they want to try to tear me down because they think my name gets mentioned too much. You know, all of that happens all at once in tandem. But what I do think is that I have a lot of responsibility for my community, and that I have a lot of responsibility for the people who put a lot of trust in me.
Absolutely. You know, we got live going all over the studio, and you know, there's a lot of people watching, and you know, we really appreciate you all tuning in to listening to Tami Sawyer because we believe she's a pillar in our community, and we're so fortunate, you know, to have her in the studio with us, and you know, I just wanted to do my part to help, you know, contribute to the campaign and to make sure that you get the exposure that you need. And, you know, one thing that I was really, really proud of, because that's on my bucket list, you was on TED Talk. I was like, man, look at this. I know, you might not gloat, but I know that had to be really, really big for you. So my question is, what has been your proudest accomplishment in the last 12 months?
Yeah, I guess my proudest accomplishment are the Confederate statues coming down. But I guess, like, personally,
please throw it out. Shut all y'all sit down. We gotta get sound effects. But go ahead.
I think personally, it was probably one of my proudest was being named one of 18 Tennesseans to watch in 2018 by the Tennessean.
Really?
Yeah.
And where's that printed out of?
Nashville is like the biggest paper in the state.
I heard that.
And so the whole USA Today network. So it was printed in a bunch of papers: Commercial Appeal, Tennessee, and Knox News. And there were, I think, 6 people picked from each region. And so I was one of 6 people picked out of the West Tennessee region, including Memphis and Nashville, with Mayor Megan Berry and a few other folks. And so to get that recognition right at the end of the year, after what had been a really tumultuous year, because as y'all know, everybody didn't believe in taking down 901, whether it was because they were racist or they thought I was crazy. And so just to get that set a tone for me for 2018, to work harder, to work smarter, to make better decisions, to be more focused, and to keep doing what I'm doing.
Honey, they didn't believe in Dr. King when he came down here marching for the 11-cent raise for the sanitation workers and the water hose. I read the whole story. If the mayor would have gave them a water hose and 11-cent raise, we would not have had this problem.
Yep.
Isn't that something? That's all they asked for. 11-cent raise and a water hose so they can clean off after they got off work.
After they got off work. I sat next to one of the original sanitation workers last week, and someone asked him, what is the difference between now and 50 years ago being sanitation workers? He was like, well, at least now they got somewhere to shower.
Isn't that something?
And he talked about how he used to have to take his clothes off when he got home out in his front yard because his wife wouldn't let him in.
Right.
And hose off outside because they would not let them shower. And how they didn't have automated trucks back then. They would take the trash can and put it on their heads so they could, because they were heavy. They're 25-gallon bins. They weren't plastic like they are now. And they would carry them to these, and they would have to dump them themselves. There was no like lifter or anything. He's like, and people, all the juices, you know how trash gets?
Right.
All the juices, the maggots, he's like, it would just be running down his head. By the time he get home, he said, you couldn't wash it off you. And how he had to walk to work because the bus wouldn't let him ride.
Right.
Because he smelled so bad every day. And they'd be like, we can't ride this bus, so he wasn't allowed to ride the bus, so he had to walk to work, and they asked for a water hose, and like you said, 11 cents. And so it reminds me, again, 50 years later, we're asking for a living wage for all people, and we've got a mayor who said, well, we've got 15,000 jobs, and a lot of them pay over $15, so I don't know what y'all are complaining about. But those jobs are not accessible. We don't have the transportation system that people need to get to the jobs that they need to get to. We don't have the education system that people need to get the jobs that he's talking about. FedEx has a whole campus out east and won't let a bus system run to their campus. So we don't need buses out here.
Wow.
But they have shuttles that ride to the apartments where the people who have immigrated to work for them can get to the campus. But they don't have shuttles that go into the city of Memphis.
Yeah.
That's why it's important to get involved in this social justice walk and work, and that's why it's important to vote and get involved in politics and stop believing the hype, because these are the issues that are before us, and they will continue to sit before us. If we don't do anything about them, they will continue, and we'll have people like number 45 and who will get in office and promote his propaganda, and so that's why it's important to vote in the election.
Yeah, so I'm gonna tell you what I saw today. I saw a post on Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the post, I'll tell you what the post said before I tell you what news media came from. And this person shared the post, not being aware of who the news media is, right?
Yes.
So the post said, I'm gonna go back to the Black Panther movie and how they do the conquer and divide on us. It's kind of on line with the Russian conspiracy and all the things they did in the election. It said that the Black Panther movie lacked LGBT representation. What do y'all think about that?
I think somebody white wrote that article.
Yeah, it was
Breitbart News.
Yeah.
So she shared the news media, and I'm looking at it. I was like, oh, here we go. So I jumped. I said, do you know who is the editor of this news? Steve Bannon. That was his news company. I said, baby, no ma'am. Why are you sharing it? So you just grab the headline and you want to post it and take it and run, and they're going to conquer and divide again.
And she did it because they started fussing on Facebook about the movie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, people, don't fall for this.
Yeah.
And they fell for it. They fell for the okie doke.
They fell for the banana in the ponytail.
They did. We have a caller. That was
Okay.
very good. We can come back to that the next 5 minutes. Caller, you live on the Livest Radio Show on KWAM 99 Talk Radio. What's on your mind?
Hey, how you doing, brother? How you doing, brother? I didn't get your name. How you doing, Miss Sawyer? Your name is all over the radar because you took down those statues. You know who's the most powerful man, and he's working with America because America got to kind of appease both sides?
Who?
Mike Rollins. You talking about people mistreating you, breaking laws and stuff? Yeah, I'm going to call Mike Rollins Mayor Rollins. So this is why I say, well, I look forward. I see the glass half full rather than half empty. We got Donald Trump and everything. So, Miss Sawyer, give it Mike Rollins because when you don't let people, what you call it, hose down, mistreatment under the law, you're going to get police reports. So Mike Rollins, you almost can call him Mayor Rollins. I'm just saying that because I know that for a fact.
Well, that's the police director.
Oh.
Well, thank you, Alan, for calling in. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Look,
We need another caller to call in and win these tickets. Tell them to call in again.
Okay, so this is the last opportunity.
You want to
Call.
You got a call?
It's the next call.
Okay, the next caller that called in to the Unleashed Sports Radio Show, I got 2 tickets for you. The number again is 901-260-5926. It's the Soul Food Sunday food truck down at Claiborne Temple. It's going to be on a Sunday afternoon, baby, March the 11th. Courtney Little going to be on the stage. Stephanie Bolton and Jerome Chisholm. It's from 12 to 6 p.m. I'm going to win me some tickets to go myself. So this event is sponsored by Cynthia Daniels and Company. Soul Food Sunday. Y'all call in and get you some tickets now. This is free. It's free. It's free. It's free.
Okay, let's go back to that. Tammy, you get 2 minutes about this editor that wrote that article about divide and conquer between our black community, because we have individuals getting angry about that, about the the lack of LGBT in the movie.
That was irrelevant.
No, I'm just saying how people fall for the okie doke.
Yeah, I mean, no, people are